Hey guys, you're here live with MVI, and we are in a 2015 Cadillac Escalade. This one does have the Factory RSE overhead video. Got a DVD up here playing. This is the Cadillac Q interface that's about to come on. So if we go here, you'll see the regular Q interface. So this video I'm going to show you is to show you the install of our smartphone mirroring kit on 2015 through actually 2015 through 2016 vehicles. 2017 and up, you don't have to do what we're about to do. I'll show you why. But 2015 and 16, 14 trucks, this will be the process. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. As long as you've got the IO5 or IO6 with the factory DVD overhead video. So I'll show you what we got in the kit. Basically, if you've got these on the back side, our kit will work. 17 up, they eliminated these, and there's an HDMI already there, so you can't install the HDMI port. But on those, you just have to use the factory HDMI cable that's there and plug in our dongle or Apple cable, basically, to make the mirroring happen. And then have the unlock done, which I'll show you that at the end. So in the kit, you're gonna have a few things. The first thing you're gonna have is this dual combo port. This is where you're gonna plug in. So iPhones plug in, Androids do have a dongle that you pair to, but regardless, the dongle has to pair or plug into here. Both ports, USB and HDMI. So the first thing you need to do is figure out where you're gonna mount this thing for access. On the Escalade, there's not a whole lot of spots. On the trucks, you do have some USB ports up here, similar to here. You've got two actually, so or power ports, I should say. Most people eliminate that and then put this there to plug into nice and easy. But if you don't go there, you can go inside the center console, which I've already taken the liberty to mount. And we got it flushed in there nice on that back wall. So you can just plug in right in the center console. Dongle can stay in there. If your iPhone, the cable will just go right through this little channel right here and up to where you can control it. So let's go to the back. So that's first and foremost. That's in the kit. The first thing you're going to want to do to figure out where to mount this. In the kit, you're also going to have this guy. This guy is not exposed. Everybody likes to know where to mount this. This is hidden. This is simply for the USB to get power. So on the other side of our cable in here, I'll show you this cable here. It's just going to plug into here. Basically, the purpose is to give this guy power. That's all it's doing for the mirroring. Power is also required for the dongle for the Android pieces. So, and then this guy here, the HDMI, will plug into the only female HDMI socket in the kit. So that's basically how that will work, guys. It's super simple. No reason to overcomplicate it. So, you're going to want to get this back panel off. Now, on the trucks, this will come with an installation sheet. The Escalade's a little bit easier. It's simply just going to pull off. The trucks, you got to get a pocket out, and then there's some screws, 7 mils, I believe, or excuse me, T15s that got to come out. And then the back part will pop off, which is going to expose this back side here. You can see where I've already got that cable mounted and coming through nice right here. So some things I'm going to point out here. You're going to be working with this plug right here. I've already taken the liberty to strip it back. You're also going to be working with this plug down here. This is your power and ground to power this guy, okay? So you're going to want to get these stripped back. I will tell you this is somewhat of a bear because GM decided to run the bare drain wire and wrap it in this gooey harness. Made a mess, so you got to deal with some metal to get this peeled back far enough to where you can do some stripping. Now, this is completely optional. I'm going to add this to the site. I just came up with some new stuff here for you guys. If you want this to be completely plug and play, you can check the box on the site to do so. But it's going to add about $100 to the kit, just FYI, and I'll show you why. There's got to be some modification done on our side. So this would allow you to unplug your cigarette lighter down here. Plug this guy right in. Okay, that's going to plug back into here, and then it just gives you the power and ground to connect to for the USB. So there's no splicing whatsoever. Then on this guy, we can send this out, and you can see these are how I get these. I have to modify this. This is all going to have to be put together. It takes about an hour or so to make all the solder connections and get this built back to the way it is. But we can make this completely plug and play as well once we get it built. So you'll simply just plug this guy into here, and then this will plug in to here after you shave the key. So you do have to shave this far right side keyway off with a fresh razor blade. Now this can be a little bit challenging, but if you want to eliminate any cutting and splicing, this will be the ticket. If you get one of these fresh at Home Depot or Lowe's, this will shave it right off. You can see if I do this, it's just plastic, it shaves it right off. Otherwise, a fresh blade will do the same thing. Just requires you to have a bit more patience, take your time, don't cut yourself doing so. So I'm going to go ahead and solder this one so I can show you that for the full video. But if you want to shave this down, this will then plug back into our piece just like that. Okay, making this completely plug and play. Again, this is going to add $100 to the kit though for the parts and the labor for us to get this all dressed up and ready to go, but it would be completely just plug in. So for the guys that want to save $100 and do the wiring, everybody should be used to these days. If you've gone out to eat anywhere in the last year and a half, you're used to these QR codes. These will take you right to our videos. This one talks about where to install the HDMI port, gives you some options. Ultimately, that's up to you. And this one will go over the connections I'm about to show you here in this video. And at the end, I'll show you how it's working. This set of instructions does have, also shows you some spots to mount the port, combo port. Shows you in the truck where you can put it there. Right here is exactly where you want to be paying attention to. Kit is all labeled, tells you exactly where to go. This one's connecting to 12. This one's connecting to 6. This one's connecting to 12. Pin 5, so on and so forth. Back side of the plug. This is top, 12 o'clock. Top left is 1. Count all the way over to the right is 6. Back down over to the left on the bottom would be 7. All the way over to the right would be 12. That's how you count the proper wires. So we locate 1, 2, 3, 4, which is white wire. Okay. I'm gonna take, these make it nice. You do have to be careful. And where did I put my, there we go. So pin 4 of 12, we're going to solder to the white. So I'm simply going to take this. It's probably a little bit long. plugged in. Should be. Alright, you've seen me do this before, guys, but you can get these guys at Home Depot if you don't have one. This is audio and video connections, so you don't want to do tapping. Truth be told, this is probably a good connection here if you wrap it nice and tight with tape after that, but you want to get a good solid connection on the wire. All we're going to do is heat this up and lay that in there just like that. That's all there is to it. Rip off a small piece of tape.
I'm going to Costco. Do you want me to get anything?
And tape it right up. This way you don't have bare connections in here that are going to touch. Just like that. And we're going to go to our next one. Pin 5 is right here. White wire. Pin 5 is going to be right next to it, which is the yellow, which our sheet should say yellow. Actually, guys, the solder's making it extremely hard to bend, so I'm going to give myself some fresh wire here. Just a little tip. There we go. All right, now also one more thing. When I was opening this up, I noticed I nicked it just slightly with my blade, so you always want to check for that. You actually cut the wire strand, you can go in and hit it with some solder. I didn't cut it, I just opened the insulation. So we're just gonna fix that real quick. Alright, now it's going to plug right back in there. So, I told you before, HDMI to HDMI. This guy will plug in here. Again, that's for power. And I'm just going to solder. I'm going to cut this to length. And I'm going to solder, or you could use these taps we sand. You would still want to strip it back. Go ahead and show you that. Now you can take my red T-tap, if you prefer to use this. Clamp it on there, fold it over, click it into place. And then this guy, you'll cut and splice right onto the end of there. The black, we supply a ring terminal and a ground, so you'd want to go a little bit longer. I prefer to go straight to metal, but you want to take and scrape some of this paint off. Best way to do that is just with the head of one of these guys. Just kind of scrape it off right there. So you're screwing it right into there. I will go ahead and start putting 2 of these guys in. If you want to use this ground wire, you can. I prefer to solder, so I'm going to do both of those. I don't need this to show you the outcome. On iPhone, on Android, you would to have it power up, but I'm not going to show you Android today. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this up and show you it in action. So, get up front.
iPhone cable's up there.
Oh. Alright guys, see if I can do this without making a huge mess. So this is the iPhone cable setup. I am going to go ahead and go to DVD. So let me go ahead and show you this. Now, to make this work in motion, you will need our unlock. You do have 2 options. This guy elected to go with the HMI unlock, which sits over there. There are some pros and cons to that, so make sure you read the information on the site carefully before you make a decision. Most guys go with the manual unlock, which just means you have to tap rear defrost, which will look a little bit different on the Yukons and Tahoes, obviously, but same concept. You just tap that twice, agree up here you're being safe, and off you go, you're in unlock mode. With the HMI unlock, it's unlocked full time. When I go to drive, that's going to stay playing. So those are your 2 options that will be required, obviously, to make this work up in motion up here. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and plug my HDMI in. USB doesn't have power right now anyway because I didn't make that connection for purposes of a shorter video. But normally this will plug in. Again, if you're doing the Android dongle, both the HDMI plug and the USB have to be inserted. Don't skip that USB, guys. Most guys forget that and can't figure out why it didn't work. So, well, come on. Now, Escalade gives you a nice little pocket to lay this. And now you've got this up here you can control. I've had plenty of guys do an Apple TV, so if you wanted to use an Apple TV puck and wire it in here, you can do this all wirelessly. Otherwise, it does have to be plugged in. My phone is acting up, so so to access the overhead, you can notice I got a little blue bar up here on the iPhone. You want to see that. That means it recognizes this piece. Then you're going to access rear media, which again on the Tahoes and Yukons will look slightly different, but it's still going to say rear media down here when you're in the DVD menu. So here, got to be in video, can't be in any other setting. Here, and down here, rear media. Right now it's looking for a USB device, that's not it. SD card, that's not it. We want aux, that is it. From there, we now have my phone up there. So, and I'll see I've got poor reception here, but let me go to YouTube. Just go ahead. And I'm just gonna, so now we're mirroring. We should also have audio, which we do. So that's how the operates. You can go back to DVD. If you want to play something different on the overhead, you can. You can see we're mirroring back here as well. Requires the factory remote, which this customer doesn't have in here, so I can't show you, but with the remote you can go in and change the source on the screen to DVD and actually play the DVD video back here and mirror up here, or vice versa. So it's a cool little benefit of this setup, guys. So that is it. We can go back to DVD easily just by rear media, back to the DVD, and now we're back to playing the video, and again we're working in drive. So there you have it.
Nav unlock.
That is our so this unlock will also, if you have the navigation, will also allow you to enter addresses while you're on the move as well. That usually locks out, so this would allow you to type addresses in as well, in addition to the video. This unlock is not going to give you this stuff though, guys. So if you don't have this mapping, you may have an icon that says nav, but it just loads a compass. That's not nav. Has to have the mapping, have to have the video icon, guys. That actually plays a DVD disc, otherwise it's just CD. So with that said, as usual, contact us for more information. Happy to help you out. Thanks for watching. Take care.